What is up, winning team? Hello. This is a picture of me when I was about on my 5th birthday, I believe. Yeah, I had just come from the United States. So, the funny thing about me, and those of you been here for a long time don't know, when I was a kid, because I was born in America, I used to talk really fast and really American, and it's quite funny. Anyway, maybe that's part of the reason I look so optimistic, because we all know that the United Kingdom is a miserable place because the people choose to be miserable. I'm not saying it's miserable, because I'm so grateful to have lived here. Anyway, this is me. Oh, you know what? Let's not say that. Okay, this is 2025. I just thought I would share this photo with you guys and share a few thoughts about what was going on at this time in my life, because this would be now like 23 years ago as of my birthday coming up, and look how happy I am. Like, look how stupid and happy I am. Stupid, dumb, idiot, dense, like, at this point. And a lot of things had already gone wrong. That's my brother, by the way, next to me, who, if I showed you guys what he looks like now, he looks so different. He's like way taller than me. He's tall. He's like 6 foot something. He's ripped. He's scary. Although I have to say, having said that, my brother, of all the men that I know, is one of the few men who I actually 100% trust would never hit me, and would never do something harmful to me, despite being obviously significantly stronger than I am. So, you know. But yeah, that's the two of us. Look at us. Oh, that's so cute. I think this would have been about 2002, or yeah, because I was born in 1997. He would have been born in the year 2000. I was born in Jacksonville, Florida, Orange Park Hospital. He was born in Denver, Colorado. And then we were in there because my dad was going to Bible college and my mom was working in healthcare in the United States of America. And shout out to her, because she's told me a lot about how, like, her job, well, she hasn't told me loads, but she's told me a few times, like, about how much pressure she was under, because she basically had to financially account for every hour she spent as a worker, like, doing healthcare. She's an occupational therapist, and she's really good at her job. She's an incredible biologist as well, I would say. Really proud of her for that. And at the same time, my dad was studying in Bible college. My dad also was the primary carer of me when I was a baby, because in America, so in the UK, when like my youngest brother was born, who wasn't here, my mum got 6 months fully paid leave from work, and then another 6 months half paid leave. In America, she had to go back after 6 weeks. My dad was my primary carer, but he also had 2 jobs. Working as well. Like, they tried to hustle. I feel like at that point is the point when they realized that the hustling wasn't working out, that they maybe shouldn't have even had me, but then shouldn't even have had more kids. But I only say that in a pragmatic sense, because obviously my brothers, I feel like, are the only good thing to happen to me from my parents after the fact that, because I grew up in a house where there was always Christian music playing and stuff, I feel like that's what led me to Christ. So 2 years after this photo is when I gave my life to Jesus. Which is crazy, because we went to Zimbabwe, right? About maybe a year and a half after this 2 years. I was the reason it was delayed. Here's the story about Balamory today. Here's the reason why I delayed us going, right? I fractured my leg. I fractured my leg. So I was at school. I will never forget. This is at my auntie's house in the picture. We lived with her for a little bit. Then we had a house across the road from her, like literally across the road. And it's near Cambridge. I'll say that. Anyway, so I was at school, which, by the way, if you ever have kids, anybody has kids, don't keep your kids all over the world, because it hasn't helped me. It's actually made a lot of my trauma worse, because I've just never felt like I've had a place anywhere, and I've never felt like I've had a home. I've never felt like I've had people, a community that I feel strongly a part of, until YouTube, because of moving all the time. And I think people think it's so cool, like, oh, you got to be moving around. also, I've learned so much about so many cultures and so many people that's part of my pessimism, because I just know more than others about a lot of negative things. So anyway, I fractured my leg, my right knee, because I decided to run with my eyes closed. Guys, I told you that I am impulsive. I always have been. Yeah, fractured my leg. But here's the kicker about the story here, right? No one took my pain seriously. It took like 2 days for my mum to take me to the hospital, and I don't actually blame her, by the way, for this, because I get it. Like, I'm not like other people who I've never been, including when I was this age. That's what I'm trying to say to you guys, and you have a visual representation of who I'm talking about when I say this. I've never been the person that's gonna like dive on the floor and like make all this fuss. I've always been the person where I wished, or I hoped, or I believed, I believed that if you just tell somebody something that's truthful, they're going to believe you. Like, if I tell you, I'm in severe pain right now, and I say exactly as I just said it to you all, you will just believe me. You know what I mean? I don't have to do a whole production, but I've realized in hindsight now as an adult, that's not real. People people always help the person being the most dramatic. And honestly, that's not me. I don't want to be dramatic. I don't have to be dramatic. And if anybody who truly loves me, I feel like if I tell you, I look at you directly and I say, I'm in a lot of pain right now. Could you please help me with da 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 da? Or like, my pain right now is literally 9 out of 10. Could you please XYZ? I feel like crying. I feel like you should just believe me, you know? Anyway, I'm feeling like I'm breaking down. And the reason is because I remember, like, growing up, it was my brothers, believe it or not, to this day, who are the only two people that if I tell them I'm in a particular way, whatever it is, they will just act and believe, you know? If I tell them I'm on the end, I'm at the end, if I told them, like, I would never tell my brothers anything to do with death and whatnot, because they're younger than me, you know? But, like, for example, growing up, I used to say to my brother, like, if I said to them, by the way, I'm on my period and I'm miserable right now, they would, even though I wasn't looking miserable, even though I wasn't sounding miserable, I wasn't acting miserable, I right now I sound more miserable on this recording than I ever did. They would just believe me, and they would respond as though they believed what I said was true. And it meant a lot to me, you know? And I don't blame my mum, by the way, for not taking me to the hospital, because I get it. Most of the time when people are injured, they make a whole song and dance. And she's also the same person who used to say to me, like, if you're going to call the GP, right, the general practitioner, and you need help from the hospital, and this is why I don't care to go to the hospital, she was like, you need to be dramatic. Be really dramatic. Like, if you want them to give you an appointment, you need to, like, be so dramatic about what's happening. And this is one of the reasons why I think that some people are just weak in the world. Like, not her, the people who, oh my gosh, they get like a paper cut and they're like crying and dying on the phone to the general practitioner. Like, it's these little things. And can you imagine? It's all because of me breaking my leg, fracturing it. We didn't go back to the hospital for a couple of days. We didn't go to the hospital for a couple of days. When we go there, we get a x-ray, and they're like, her leg is fractured. And I was just enduring, because that's what I do. I endure pain. I feel like that's literally my prison sentence of existing in this planet. My mum felt really bad, and I don't think she should, because I don't blame her. I never will for that situation, because there's no way she could have known. The same way that it was just my personality not to make as big of a deal. So there's no way she could have known I was suffering like that, you know what I mean? And so I will never blame her for that in any way. I don't, because I was just, we were both just figuring each other out. And the thing that makes me sad about being a human sometimes is that there's so much pressure to pick a who's right or who's wrong or this, that. But sometimes I feel like we just need to live and we just need to love. And love comes with patience and understanding.